Good morning. We are live. Good morning. Welcome to the broadcast. Nancy, TK Real Estate, welcome to the broadcast. This morning, Marvin LeBlanc, which is myself, will present on how to be a productive business owner. So let me flip this right now and let's get started. Obviously, you can see that I have a free blog available for you at marvinleblanc.com/blog. That blog has over 200 items from leadership to team building to customer service skills. You can also see that you can catch all of my replays at catch.me/Marvin LeBlanc. Welcome to the house, replay broadcasters. Welcome to the house, Wayne and Annie. Very good. And also, you'll see a PayPal account down there. And so, as always, I'm extremely grateful for receiving any tips, $1, $5, $10, $20, books that you want to buy. That's all available. It is cold in Memphis. Very, very interesting. I love me some Beale Street, and I'm missing me some BB King. So let me go ahead and flip, and let's get down to business, shall we? Okay, very good. So we're going to rock and roll this morning. Today is a Friday, and there's all kind of exciting things to happen today in your world and in mine. I don't really believe in thank God it's Friday. Most of the times I believe in thank God it's Monday. So in my world and in the world of the entrepreneurs that I follow, they don't necessarily look at Friday as the end of a day. Quite frankly, hey, good morning, Benbrook, Texas. David Ballou is in the house. If you're an insurance person or needing insurance, rather, in the state of Texas, David Ballou is an authority in the state of Texas for insurance conversations. For those that are new to the broadcast, allow me to quickly introduce myself. My name is Marvin LeBlanc. And it is true that I am a licensed insurance and financial services professional in the state of Louisiana. It is also true that I'm a professional speaker and Amazon best-selling author. Today, what we're going to do is unpack some of the truths that I have uncovered in my 28 years as an entrepreneur. And the first thing that I want to tell you, I've got 7 or 8 points that I want to share. And if somebody would be so kind as to be my scribe at the bottom, there are no jobs, Wayne says, only opportunities to succeed or fail. Make a choice. Yes, Wayne, my wife raised our child constantly talking about choices versus consequences. And so it's no different whether you're raising children or whether you're 53 years old like myself, still trying to raise myself, because I believe that getting older is kind of overrated. Retirement, by the way, is also overrated. Retirement is what usually people want to do when they've been miserable for a long period of time in a job. But that's not today's topic. Today's topic is how can you be more personally productive as a business owner. So if you've logged on to this scope, I'm assuming that you want some free productivity tips on how you can be more productive. Welcome to the house, Juicy Results. And as always, click that little Perry person. And please, I'm so grateful when you share this with your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, your relatives. Christy is in the house. Christy Stansell is someone who is also very consistent on Periscope. And if you're not following Christy Stansell, then I would strongly suggest for you to take the time out on this broadcast and do that. I also encourage interaction. So Wayne is ready to receive the information, and you guys can ask me any questions. Point number 1, if you want to be a successful business owner, schedule your personal and family time first. Really? You're going to start out with personal and family time? about being a successful business owner? Yes, because if you don't start out with personal family time, what's going to happen is you're going to have a business, but you're not going to have any personal relationships, and you're not going to have any family. And so what I'm wanting to try to communicate to you is this. If like tonight, for instance, my day started at 5:07 a.m. I'm going to have a 6:30 dinner. I'm probably not going to get down to bed till about 10 p.m. It was already planned, okay? Surely things like Thanksgiving might have already been planned. But there's a steak night on December 17th, and that's going to be a personal family night. That's already planned. Jackson Brown came to a concert, and whatever, 6-8 weeks in advance, it was already planned, okay? Saturday mornings, I play golf with my dad. It's already planned. And so everything else can happen around those key personal moments. When we get going quickly in business, oftentimes, we shun the actual people that we're supposed to be busting our butts for. Now, here's the thing. With your kids, if you're spending a quantity amount of time with your kids, but it's not quality time, then that doesn't impress me. And so, yes, I've worked a lot. I've had 3 businesses, but I pretty much didn't miss any of my major functions with my daughter as she was growing up. So if you want to be successful, number 1, schedule your personal time. Number 2, are we ready for number 2? So Christy or someone write down, number 1, schedule your personal time first. Number 2, work while others commute. Work while others commute. Now, nobody gives me more than the same 24 hours that you have. But if you're a business owner, you can probably do a better job of planning when and how you work. And so I would strongly suggest for you to plan to work while others commute. So you're not stuck in traffic where you're losing your life being stuck in traffic. Number 3, coach, lead, and record while you commute. If you're a business owner, are you coaching, leading, or recording while you commute? A lot of my first book was written while I was recording it at 65 miles an hour on the interstate commuting. A client of mine suggested, Marvin, I need to get in your coaching while commuting program. I didn't know I had a coaching while commuting program because I didn't. So the client suggested, well, Marvin, you have 1 hour uninterrupted on the road. Why don't you coach me during that period of time? Because you have no interruptions. And so a business began whereby I do coach my clients while I'm in a commute in 1 hour intervals. So that is a way that you can be profitable to your enterprise while you are in a commute. So I have, in case any of you are interested, or in case any of you want to do it for your clients, I have a coaching while commuting program. People just go to my PayPal, they buy the time, I see the text message that they buy the time, we schedule the time, and we rock. We cover everything from leadership, relationships, we cover a hell of a lot on how to build teams. Teamwork is a huge part of what I do. We're constantly centered around one topic, and that topic, even today, is personal performance. So that's basically where my whole life's work has been. It's in personal performance. Yesterday there was a scope done by Perry 10K, and that scope was on competition. And the reality is I don't worry so much about competition. What I'm consumed with, and Christy, I'm hoping you would be consumed with this, as well as David and Wayne and Nancy, I would hope you guys would be consumed with the only thing that you can control, which is where you spend and choose, there's Wayne's word, choice, what high value activities that you are going to use during the small amount of time that you have, except when you have motion sickness. Yeah, see, so motion sickness is an additional challenge. I know that I'm not completely filthy, stinking rich just yet, because if I was totally wealthy, I would have a person who is not only a masseuse, chiropractor, but they're also an excellent driver. Because of my back surgeries, I would like to be massaged, and I would like my back manipulated by a chiropractor probably once a day, and I certainly would like somebody else to drive my car, because it seems like a freaking total waste of time. I'm actually jealous of the people over there in like DC and all up in there, where they can take that train and zone out for an hour while the train brings them to the stop. I don't know if I would like it for a long time, but I sure would like to try it. Okay, so that's the first 3 points. Okay, point number 4, all of you are guilty, whether you admit that you're guilty or not. Number 4, don't browse when you are supposed to be working. Don't browse while you are supposed to be working. Browsing on the internet, on your mobile phone, on your MacBook is probably about the most destructive thing that you can do, that disintegrates your attention, so that you will be pulled off of what was your most important task. So, well, Marvin, but I'm curious. Great. Here's the solution. If you're tempted by what I call the shiny object syndrome, and you want to browse, just hurry up and go ahead and write that on your notebook. And so at a certain time in the day, because I am strongly suggesting for you to live your life by an appointment, you're going to have a browsing appointment. Okay, and then you can go in your notebook and you can see all those little places that you want to go do your browsing, all of those emails that seemed attractive. You do that in your browsing appointment. So if it's 25 minutes, yes, I love old Christy talking about setting a timer. I'm looking around here. I don't have my timer here. It's actually at the office, and it's an egg timer. And so most of my life, because I have attention deficit disorder, I bet y'all never figured that out. I will put my egg timer on 25 minutes, because most of all of my functions happen inside of a 25-minute period of time. After 25 minutes, if we didn't get it done in 25 minutes, we're probably not going to get it done, because I've got to move on. That's the way God hardwired me. Okay, so I used to fight that, and now I accept that. So what I do is I will sprint through maybe 15 or 20 different appointments every day at 25 minutes. But what I don't have, hey, David Maddow, you need to follow David Maddow if you want to learn how to be nutritious with being a vegan. He scared me earlier this morning. He kind of scared me. There's some things I can do different. Old David's going to freak out. Man, David, I love me some fried shrimp platters. I'm a South Louisiana Cajun boy, and I tell you, I don't think gumbo with chicken and andouille sausage, I don't think gumbo is in that vegan diet. But man, David, I'm listening, but I don't know if I can make the turn. Although I drink a green smoothie every morning, but at night I tend to eat gumbo and fried shrimp. So don't browse when you're supposed to be working. Okay? Point number 5 is I rarely take long lunches. When I look at the people that I follow, Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth Godin, Chris Brogan, unbelievable blogger, by the way, David Newman of Do It Marketing. Okay, rarely do any of the people I follow ever take really long lunches. Okay, rarely do I do that. So there's a place where you can save a hell of a lot of time. Now, the next point is number 6. Some of you are going to disagree with this. It's okay. I still love you. I'm still going to keep giving you great content. Thank you for those hearts. I appreciate your hearts over there. And I appreciate you hitting and sharing the Perry person so that other people can pick up these productive ideas. There's so many people in the workplace that aren't getting it done because they're distracted by these tips. And so if they would just follow these tips and strategies, they'll be in such a better. My phone has 7 to 8 alarms to help me. That's excellent. So here's what I do. I delegate all errands. I delegate all errands. Example, if I can, I won't gas up my car. I won't go to the car wash. I definitely don't run to the bank and do bank runs for personal money or for my business. I don't do bank runs. I rarely do food runs where I go run out and bring food back. I don't do food runs. I don't go to the cleaners. Okay, I don't do any of those things. And is it because I'm beyond it? I don't vacuum and clean our home. I don't own a weed eater or a lawnmower. Okay, that's all paid for because I choose to work additional, David. I will work additional, and I know that the value of my time is greater than all of the errands that I just said that I delegate. And I'm willing to work till midnight doing something I love than cutting grass. Because you see, there's a story behind that. I was a young, small-town Cajun boy, only child, and there was a whole lot of men that had passed away, and my mother would constantly invite me without asking me to go cut their grass. And so while all of my friends at 11, 12, and 13 were playing on their bikes, I was out there slaving in the hot Louisiana sun with mosquitoes, cutting grass all the time. And I swore that if I ever had money, I would never cut grass again, and I would never do baseboards again, because she would make me do baseboards, and I didn't have a brother or sister to blame it on. So if my baseboards weren't really clean, she'd come back with her finger and she would do that, and she'd make me do all of the baseboards over again. So as a result, I decided that if I ever had any sort of money, I would never do baseboards again. The other thing that I don't do, and this is just me, it might not be for you, is I don't look at prices on a menu when I decide I want to go eat something. When I want to eat something, I go eat it. I eat it for what I want, because growing up as a kid, the only time we could eat something on the menu without looking at the price is when we had a 2-week vacation. So every summer, maybe if you were lucky, maybe you weren't. I know some people here that weren't lucky enough to do this, but every summer we'd go on vacation for 2 weeks. Oh, and I was so excited because then I could eat whatever I want and not look at the price. And so as I got older, yes, so Wayne loves lawn cutting because that's meditational for him. And I say to Wayne, he should definitely do that. What's meditational to me is I love to be playing golf in the middle of the fairway and look over and see my wife cutting grass in the yard. Man, that's meditational to me, Wayne. Bad, bad, bad. Christy, don't be hating on me now, Christy. Okay, so delegate those items. There is a ton of stuff that your time is more valuable, and you should be doing something different with your time. So just use that to think about delegating all errands and car washes and bank runs and food runs and cutting grass if you don't like it, and doing housework. Also, next point. Hey, Katya Sarmiento is in the house. If you're not following Reach and Make Millions, you need to follow her, because she is going to reach and she is going to make millions, because she is a young, precocious young lady who's barely 21 years old. So she's just starting to be able to buy a beer at a bar, and she's got unbelievable tech strategies. So the non-techie person, if you follow Katya, okay, your world will be a hell of a lot easier, because she's going to make your life more proficient. Okay, so for Christy, number one was schedule your personal time first if you want to be a business owner, an effective, productive business owner. Number two was work while others commute. Thank you, Katya. Number two is work while others commute. Number three is, are you coaching, leading, or recording while you are commuting? So as I told you, I have a coaching while commuting program that I get paid while I'm driving to work. I can lead my team on conference calls while I'm driving to work. And obviously, as you know, the first book that I wrote, a large portion of that book was written at 65 miles an hour into a recorder where I was recording while I was driving. Point number four is don't browse when you are supposed to be working. So all of you people that are constantly looking, I know Katya definitely browses, okay? She's a tech geek, and I know good and well she's browsing a hell of a lot because that's kind of her business. But when you're working, you need to work. Number five is rarely should you take long lunches. Rarely does the business owners that I know that are multimillionaires take long lunches. Okay. The next one is delegate all errands, car wash, bank runs, food runs. Delegate all those errands. You see, some of the reasons why you might want to run those errands and some of the reasons why you might want to take a long lunch is because it's a tension relieving activity, but is it a goal achieving activity? Personally, if I eat a huge lunch, man, I'm pretty much toast at 2 or 3 o'clock. I get sluggish, okay? So I'm just cautioning you. I don't say that you should never have a long lunch. I'm not saying that every now and then you should run to the cleaner so that you can know, what that's like. But I personally don't do it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And number 7 is every morning. I try to do this at night. But I don't see a lot of people doing it at night. And that is sitting with yourself early in the morning, or for Katya's sake, early at 10 or 11 a.m. in the morning. She's one of those young millennials, so she's not an early riser, but man, I still love her. She is so good, y'all. Number 7 is quietly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Number 7 is quietly write out your to-do list each morning. So what I'm saying there is pause. Okay? Business owners, the more elevated and the larger their businesses get, the more time they need alone and away from the firing line so that they can think about what's the next thing to do. So I am strongly suggesting that every morning I have this really fancy, wow, look, is that fancy? Woo! Yes, a good notebook. Guess what? A notebook never needs electricity. And man, those laptops are good as long as you got electricity and as long as you got a signal. But man, I love me some notebook. I love me some notebook, baby. Yes, Miss Christie. So I would strongly suggest for you to write out what it is that you want to get done that day. And so whenever I write it out, so here's one I wrote out, and over here I have little blanks, okay? And so I start at the top and I work, okay? And then I do everything that I can to get that item checked off. Then I go to the next item and I get that item checked off. And then that's how I do it, okay? Do I use Outlook? I absolutely use Outlook, and Outlook is fantastic. But as far as organizing and directing my own thoughts, that's how I do it. Okay, so let's see here. That was point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the only other thing that I'm going to leave you with is that, well, Marvin, how do I remember all this at a later time? Well, what I've designed, actually, that's a lie. I didn't design it. One of my virtual assistants designed it. If you go to MarvinLeBlanc.com entrepreneur hyphen checklist. So does everybody see that? Do you want to take a snapshot, a photo of this? Please take a photo. Entrepreneur's checklist. Okay, and so you go to MarvinLeBlanc.com. Write that down if you can, Christy. MarvinLeBlanc.com/entrepreneur hyphen checklist. Entrepreneur hyphen checklist. And you can literally pull this up and read it every morning. And what this will do will simply guide you on the thoughts that you need to think on the various things that are important that you need to cover as a business owner that day. And this is what it'll look like whenever you go to the website. So there's the entrepreneur checklist. You just fill that out and you'll get it. So that concludes today's broadcast. Is there any other questions that you might have that I need to answer before I bolt? Thank you so much, Christy. I hope this has been valuable. If you pick up one tip that will help you stay more focused, then I think that'll be great. David, good luck and have a great trip next week to Wisconsin and then on to Japan. Wow, what a guy. Haven't ever been to Japan, baby. So, yes. So I wish you a fantastic Friday as you start your week. Don't end it on a Friday. Begin it on a Friday, baby. Begin your week on a Friday. Don't end it. This is Marvin LeBlanc, your favorite Cajun Rambo, wishing you peace, love, and gumbo from South Louisiana. The Cajun Rambo says goodbye for today. Bye now.